Hey, Kimmy, baby, I had a book over here in this drawer. You seen it?
You mean a little black book? Oh, honey, I cleaned out those drawers in that whole room and made a big donation to Goodwill. But don't worry, we can get you another one.
Oh, hell no. You're never going to believe what happened to me today at the Goodwill. I found a book of seed phrases, honey. I can get those hair transplants now. Oh.
Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
I just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your eyes and tell you that I want you. You know you make me feel so alive. Can't stop thinking about you day and night. Love it when you kiss me, love it when we touch. Every time I'm down, yeah, you make me smile. You're the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. Everything I needed. I never thought I'd meet someone like you. You know you are the reason. The reason why I feel like I can fly. Thinking about you day and night. I love it when you kiss me, love it when we touch. Every time I'm down, yeah, you make me smile. You're the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. I wanna hold your head, you're everything that I desire. Every time we touch, we can set the world on fire, world on fire. I wanna hold your head, you're everything that I desire, I desire. Every time we touch, we can set the world on fire, world on fire. I just wanna look into your eyes. You know you make me feel like I'm alive. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are. You are the solution. You are the solution. I wanna hold your head, you're everything that I desire. Every time we touch, we can set the world on fire, world on fire. I wanna hold your head, you're everything that I desire, I desire. Every time we touch, we can set the world on fire, world on fire.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate applying my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop. So I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot. In a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting with the old well. Need 100 milli on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. That guy. Shout out to Bitcoin Elvis. Welcome to Daytime Crypto Charts with Road Dogg. It is the daytime version of our late night show. Do it a little bit more sporadic. The nighttime show is basically almost every night. I skip a night every once in a while. But during the daytime, I like to get you daytime people, the ones that are not vampires. So I came out of the coffin today just to talk a little bit about Bitcoin and what is going on. But first, let me just remind you, if you want a 10% discount out of a Tangem wallet that can hold your KASPA and a lot of other coins, hey, when you go to the website or when you download the app and then order your cards through the app, you can do that. That's a secured way to do it. Use this code over here, DAWG, get an extra 10% off on the awesome Tangem wallet. Guys, crypto is having a little bit of a mixed day. Solana's pumping up, almost at $44. That's amazing. Crow is up to almost 8 cents. So we got a little mixed bag, some pumping, some pulling back. We got that going on, and we can kind of expect that. Now, let's take a look at what is going on here. And we just got a bump. Here is our altcoins right here. Let me draw this little yellow line. We broke out of this bearish pattern to the upside, came back, we retested that level, just like what we've been looking for, and now we've just got the bounce. So hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Altcoins are about to take a little ride to the upside. I'm looking for them to come up to about 405 billion, but wait! There's more. There may be a very big, huge move coming over that I kind of just came to a realization last night that this 405 billion target, well, we might find some rejection there, but it may not stick. So let's take a quick look at total 3 market cap on the much bigger picture, and let's zoom out to the daily and see what's going on here. This is a pattern I looked at for a long time. This inverted head and shoulders. Now it's slanted, it's not going to play out quite as strong, in my personal opinion, as one that was a little more level. But we've watched this for a long time, and then I gave up on it. We were watching this as a possible. We got up here and then we got rejected. So, you know, I treated it as a failed pattern, but we never did make a lower low. And now what we've done, we come up and touch this neckline. This pattern is officially confirmed now. So this pattern is back on track. And the big altcoin move that we were looking at and hoping for back in July, which never manifested, it's time, baby. It's time. Are you ready? Because once we get past this level, about 403, 405 billion, which is just about 11 more billion coming into the market. We were looking at it back here, you know, when we were at 337, saying another 50 billion can come in. It did, and our bags pumped. Can you imagine what's going to happen if we actually reach this measured move target of $525 billion? That is a huge amount of money. What is this, about $150 billion getting ready to be unleashed on the altcoins? Now, it will not happen overnight. It will probably have a struggle, find resistance here, maybe get a pullback. That would be normal. We may see another pullback here, may not. May see it bounce, but then after we confirm that, altcoins bags are going to the moon. It's almost like a mini altcoin season. Now, it is very important on this that we keep track of Bitcoin dominance, because this is where all the money is going in
the market. This is the majority of the crypto market. 52, almost 53% of it is in Bitcoin. It was up to 54%, so some of that is dropping. Now, I do want to point out this on Bitcoin dominance. Here on the daily, we're at an area where we're flirting of losing this bearish pattern. This is a bearish megaphone pattern. And what could happen is we lose that and then we come down. Bitcoin dominance comes down. Bitcoin kind of trades flat like it has been. Maybe a few little pumps here and there, a few little pullbacks. Altcoins, that gives altcoins a great chance to take off. Because as you can see over here, we got a little cheat sheet to kind of help us out. So if Bitcoin dominance is dropping and Bitcoin actually goes up in price, well, we might have an altcoin season on our hands. And if Bitcoin dominance comes down and Bitcoin just kind of levels out and goes sideways, well, our altcoins continue to go up. So we got those two scenarios that we could be looking at. Unless Bitcoin decides to tank, and then altcoins will kind of just stay stable. So right now, things are kind of in favor for us on altcoins as Bitcoin dominance comes down. Is generally a good sign. So that's what we got going on. And as Bitcoin dominance comes down, you will start seeing an increase in value of your altcoins against Bitcoin, where altcoins will be outperforming it. And that's the part of the market with altcoins that we like. Now, is it time to sell your altcoins for Bitcoin? Probably not. That's probably coming a little bit later in the run here, but definitely a good idea to think about, because that is the OG secret to grow your Bitcoin. And in my opinion, that should be your entire goal. The world is moving to Bitcoin, people. The world is moving there. You don't want to miss that ride. If you're not in Bitcoin, I highly suggest you figure out some strategy to start adding that to your portfolio. It makes a huge difference in just your overall bull run. It will save you a lot of headache and reward you. And I know it doesn't seem like, well, Bitcoin's only going to do a 2, 3, 4x. My altcoins can do up to 100 or 1,000x. True that, but that will take a little while, not yet. And at one point, I'm telling you, when Bitcoin steals the show from altcoins, because it will happen as Bitcoin dominance continues to go up. So right now, even though this is a much bigger picture of Bitcoin dominance, we get that pullback and then it turns around at 50%. Half the market in Bitcoin decides, I want to take profit on my altcoins. I want to put them back into Bitcoin. We've seen this pattern a lot, and it doesn't look like it could ever reach these crazy highs up here at the top of the pattern, but then suddenly it does. And you're like, wow, I didn't see that coming. Because once you're in a pattern, you're in that pattern until you're not. The only way to negate that is if we fall to the downside of this pattern. We'll keep our eye on out for that. It's a possibility. It normally does happen, but in this bullish point in the market, I think we're likely to see up to 60 to maybe even up to 66% market dominance for Bitcoin, meaning that the most of the world is paying attention to Bitcoins and not so much some of your altcoins and some of your little altcoins. The major ones, yeah, they'll get a lift up too. At some point, the micro caps and small caps will definitely pump up. But just don't neglect Bitcoin. That's just my message for today. Do not ignore Bitcoin. And even if you're not in it now at 35,000, remember, not long ago, we were flirting with 25, 26,000, hanging out in those ranges. Even pumping back into this pattern, that was a clue. Say, hey man, at 31,000, I need to start looking at Bitcoin a little bit more. Just an idea. Now, I know that felt like buying the tops, but bumping back in this pattern, we talked about the possibility of what happens when we have what is called a bear trap and break back into that pattern, right? It usually is a front runner of signs that it may go parabolic. So we usually see price come up to the top of that pattern, and then in most cases, not every case, we see a parabolic breakout to the upside. And that, in my personal opinion, is very likely the setup that we're looking for Bitcoin. Very similar to what we did 3 years ago. I will not spend very much time on this, but I do talk about it because a lot of people have not seen this. Exactly 3 years ago, we were doing the same pattern, same breakout type thing. Will we see these same results? I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine that, since this was post-halvening. The halvening occurred back here in April. Then this happened. We haven't hit our halvening in Bitcoin yet. But when we do, are we still going to see all this? Will this happen before? This is shaping up to be a very strong bull market, bull cycle for Bitcoin. I don't want you guys to miss out, because I think when it all breaks down and we start getting back up here to these highs around 60,000, whenever that happens, you're going to look back and say, dang, I wish I had more Bitcoin. I'm just telling you. Stacking sats, putting a little bit in there, DCA and a bit of your profits in the Bitcoin. Not a bad idea buying those dips. Dollar cost average, if nothing else, you need Bitcoin in the long run. Just my personal opinions, but hey, you do you. But how Bitcoin is acting right now is definitely affecting our markets. So, watching a few guys in they got really bullish a day or two ago, calling for 48,000, some things like that. Not everybody, but there's a few. I only pick on the ones who I only pick on the ones that are trying to take everybody's money and just being kind of flimsy with their analysis and stuff. But a lot of people don't see it. A lot of people think that they're great. They got hurt in some trades, got pushed down, and so they were a little negative today. And then what happened? Well, we got the big ass pump to the top over here. And if you just follow the signs instead of dealing always with these small time frames, they're good for your short-term trades to keep up with them, but you can't base what's going to happen on these small-term time frames. Not real. It will eventually bite you in the butt, because the bigger time frames always win out. Bigger time frame said that we were in a falling channel, had a good chance to break it to the upside. Your moving averages told the story. You got the 100 above the 200. That gives you weight to the upside. That pulls you up. They're stacking up nicely. It was just the two outliers, the 9 into the 21 playing around, playing all the reindeer games, right? Driving us down to 34.5 in that area. Market makers having fun. And the thing that I'm driving home about Bitcoin, there's less available right now, and that's why we're seeing these bigger swings in prices with Bitcoin, jumping up and down $1,000 at a time. The low liquidity is going to add some volatility, and then after the halving, man, and then the FOMO from institutions jump in. That's when we can possibly see what we saw right back here, those big old pumps up. Remember, this was the time when BitBoy, I forgot exactly when it was. It seems like it was more in late December, early January, when he jumped in somewhere through here, and then he turned like $100,000 into $1 million. And, you know, that was probably the best trade he ever made in his life. I do got to give him a shout out today. He actually owned up to, he got into a bad trade. And it came down hard, man, like 50%. He was down like $4,000. But I got to give him a shout out for just sharing that. Because if you pay closely attention to a lot of these influencers and things, they're eager to show you how they get into the trade, but they don't ever follow up with it. And when they lose it, they just kind of never talk about it. You just kind of have to pay attention to their account balance drop from 7,000 down to 45 or whatever. But they never talk about that. So shout out to BitBoy for talking about it. And it gives an opportunity to learn, because what can you do if you're in a margin trade that comes down? Because he was feeling the FOMO, and I'm not sure, but I think he might have took a loss on that, right? He was 50%, getting close to his liquidation point, and you know what? And they were on their show talking with J Chains and like, so take that loss. You may all just take that loss and cut it. True that. Now, there's some things that you can do, and it's risky, but when you get down, but if you're seeing a sign that, hey, it may be close to the bottom, you can always add to that trade, but the general rule is not to add to a losing trade. So I'm not sure how that worked out for him, but it didn't wick down low enough to stop him out, and then it just turned right around, and he would be in the money now and not behind on $5,000 if he held on to that trade. And at this point, I'm not sure if he did or not. I didn't finish watching the show. But the reason he said was he got into a trade and then he got distracted by whatever else. And that's a big thing. If you're trading, especially crazy leverage, high leverage, you need to kind of pay closer attention to things or they can go south for you. Setting a stop loss, definitely a must for leverage trading. But let me remind you, do not have to leverage trade to make life-changing money. In fact, I would venture to guess that you're more likely to make life-changing money if you don't leverage trade at all. Guys, we're getting ready to go through a bunch of altcoins just to keep track of the market, but I just want to check in with you guys. Leandro is in the house. How's it going, Leandro? How's that young one doing? Love that. Good to see you, man. Leandro is my original OG. Helped this channel to grow with his likes, his comments, and my videos and everything, and it's because of him I got the jump start to make it where I am. Well, I don't have a whole lot of subscribers, but we did make our mark over 1,000. It's a growing channel, but I owe a lot to Leandro. He also had the great idea to do a giveaway, so I got with Tangem, and we gave away 3 Tangem wallets. That was Leandro's idea, so shout out to Leandro. Bobby C's in the house. And Leandro says, so the altcoin season's finally coming. I think we're getting, not the altcoin season, but it looks like we're getting a mini one. Because Total 3 is looking great, and I had to take a closer look at it on the stream last night. I did have a limit at that 405 billion area to, probably consider taking some profits, but looking at it best and seeing that confirmed pattern, it is confirmed, so I have to play that. And it says that we could have a bunch of money coming in over these next 2 months. Bobby C says KASPA is breaking all new highs as we speak. I know, and I did something that's normally against the rules with KASPA. It is and it isn't. It's a risky play. It's probably one of the most risky plays you can do is when you go into price discovery and then you jump in. But that's a whale play. That's a big money play to do that. And some people, a lot of your big money will wait till you get to those prices. Let's just go over and talk about it. I talked about it a little bit last night, but we need to take a look at that. KASPA USDT. And let's zoom out here. Love this coin. Love it. Proof of work mining. I love proof of work. So basically, this is the top we had. And in my KASPA video, I said, hey man, this is a good, a place you can think about shorting. And he had a few good shorts, and then suddenly the shorts weren't that great anymore. It didn't really come down when it got rejected there. Well, that was a sign something may be happening. But once we left that 5.5 cent area, got above that, price discovery, there is a chance, always a chance. I hate to see it if we break back in that pattern. That's not a good sign. I'm looking for a possible pullback to around 6 cents. That could happen over the next few days or weeks, and that would be totally normal and acceptable. If we fall back into this pattern, that can be bad. But at some point, it may be a real possibility for us to come back and retest this area about 5.5 cents. And it may be, it may be a few months down the road. We may let this pattern play out a little bit and then eventually come down. I don't know. We just have to keep an eye on it. But right now, from where I was suggesting to, back that up. Where I was suggesting to get in, if this scenario happened, it's 20% increase and as high as 25%. So your bags grew. Your KASPA bag should be up by at least 20%, even if you bought up here at the breakout of this trend line, this stop area. Although my safest play was to buy at 5.8 cents after it hit that mark and confirmed it to go up. So that's what I put in my videos to set an alert, or even a little bit more risky, you put a trigger order in just so you won't miss it, because wasn't so sure that we would get a great pullback, and we really haven't yet. It's just been up from here. It has never came back to retest these areas. Not yet, but it can. And if it does, great place to add to your position. But yeah, KASPA is on a run. 6.8. What I did is I got out of some of my degen trades, and right around here, it was a lot of them. I started adding to my position about 6.3, 6.4, because I've got a target up to 9.2 cents, possibly up to 10.7 cents. This is the 618 Fibonacci retracement area right there. Extension. It's an extended move. A very likely target that we could be heading to. And once we get there, we might experience a bigger pullback. But it's going to be fun taking that ride all the way up there. We got One Hitter Quitter in the room. We got JC Schober. Hey. Thanks for stopping by. And you got into. I haven't seen you here before, but welcome, man. We just usually start out looking at Bitcoin, then we kind of tear into some altcoins. And if you guys got an altcoin you want me to look at, throw it in the chat. I'll definitely take a look at it. Otherwise, I'm going down a list, and we're just looking at a lot of the coins that we mentioned here on the stream. A lot of the ones that we said, hey man, might want to think about getting into this because number go up eventually, and we'll just see how we're doing because the bags are pumping. Just whatever you do, don't forget to peel off just a little bit to pay yourself every now and then for when they eventually do decline. But we may be looking at some much bigger prices in altcoins. So Strega, my man, Strega, you're awake during the day. I thought you were a vampire like me, my man. God bless Haven. She has gifted a membership and looks like. I got another viewed person. I can't pronounce the name. I'll go with the last name. Jately was gifted that membership. So, Haven, I appreciate that. That means a lot. I appreciate any support that this channel gets. I'm not out here asking for it, but it does help. It just eventually this channel will get to where it stops costing me money every month to run it, and I'm fine at that point. But I do appreciate that, just to show support. We're just kind of a fairly new channel, not really all that new. Been doing this for, I guess, maybe about a year and a half. It's been slow growth because crypto is not the biggest YouTube area, but hey, I like it. I like trying to help people. I like trying to teach people. And my whole goal is just help you guys to see what I see if this is all new and weird to you, and help you to learn it without, having somebody try to take $100 out of your pocket every month to make you watch dull, boring videos and whatever. Ask questions. I'll be happy. Do have a Telegram group, but let's go ahead and get into this. Bobby C says Bitcoin dominance and alt page is still up on your screen. Oh, thank you for that, because I do forget. Thank you for that. All right, so KASPA still looking good. If you got any questions, if I missed anything, just add in the chat. I'll try to keep it. Whatsoever, is Chrono Time showing any bullishness? Well, let's take a look. I like this one. I had a bag of this, and more of a small bag, which is growing, and it makes me think, man, I really wish I'd bought some more at those juicy lower prices. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm talking about something. Chronotech. This one has been slow. I'm sorry, I got on the wrong. Chronotech. I'm thinking about Tau, BitTensor Tau, which is rocking like crazy. Could we see something similar out of time? I think so. Our tokenomics are not that far off, in best of my memory, just off the top of my head. But it's been a little slow mover on time. This one does have an interesting use case. Human resources, very low market cap and very low token supply. Double bottom scenario is what I'm looking for. It is slowly making its way up. It's just taking time. Biggest thing that I can point out is that's on that side right now is that we are above the 9 moving average on the daily. That's good. As long as price, I say this all the time, just so I can teach this, I use a 5 moving average strategy. 9 moving average is my green one, 21 moving average is the red one, 50 moving average is the blue one. As long as we're above this green line, the 9 moving average, whatever time frame, on that time frame, it is bullish. We're here on the daily, we're bullish. Higher highs, higher lows. There's just been a lot of sell pressure here. A lot of people taking profits when it does get up to something, just making $1 or so. But I see a lot more coming from Chronotech. And I do have a target up here, 19, and another area up about 22. It's just going to take it a little time to get there, and it may just pump up there and then pump back down in one day. We see that happen a lot. This one likes to spike up. So if you're trying to trade this or take some profit at these areas and maybe buy back, you might be able to do that. We may be in a range for a little while with these nice spikes up. That's one play. I've got mine just locked in on a wallet. I got some of this on Binance Smart Chain and also on Ethereum chain, and I just got it stored away because this is more of a long-term play for me. Time, in my personal opinion, can definitely get some higher prices. And remember, I think this is really, really cool. It made a higher high during that run. In July 22, got up to $158. In November of last year, it got up to $225. We're sitting here at $14, people. $14. And I've got to say, when you zoom out, it's a little bit, you know, we're going by the touches. We got 3 touches on one side, 2 touches on the other. This is a valid trend line. Extend that out. Now this is kind of moon boy math, but it's within the realms of possibility. Where we are right now, straight up, $380 is a possible target, because we're in this pattern until we're not. Right now, we're just doing what we call a partial decline, which should be right around where it starts to bounce to the other side. And in my personal opinion, we could quickly come up to $36 and up to $48. I like this one. With this one, I think I just need to spend a little bit more time with it. Type in Chronotech or time. Just go over the tokenomics and to show you why I like this one so much. Market cap is $10 million. That is crazy low. It is a small cap, maybe a micro cap. These are the ones that can give you the biggest returns if they have a good use case. Total supply is 710,000. All this thing needs to do is get listed on some more exchanges. It's already on Coinbase. A little bit of marketing, its hype cycle will come, and then you'll look back and say, man, $14 was probably one of the best prices, best trades, best investments that I've ever made. Because can you imagine, for this one to do a 10x to get to 140, all we got to do is go up to 100 million market cap. That's nothing in crypto. That's nothing in crypto. That's a great bargain in crypto to get in on a coin that's 100 million market cap. If it goes to a $1 million market cap, maybe it may be Lambo time. Now, so I'm just throwing that out there. So if you're not familiar with this, I recommend that you check it out, do your due diligence, but I think it's definitely one that you don't want to miss out on. So just trading sideways in accumulation. This is when all the smart people will start buying when we're still cheap. Got down to $13, and we're not too far above that now, and we can definitely still go up. Like I said, we're above the 9-moving average. Things are looking good on the daily. Whatsoever says I'm just stuck with it. Maybe this is one you just want to put on the back burner, and then it will make you very happy at some point in the next 2 years on this bull market. Haven says, Doug, look at BTC. Just saying? Is that what we're saying? Is she pumping again, or is she doing something? I'm a little bit slow. Oh, did we break out of our trend line? Of a trend line. Let me zoom out. That's on the 15-minute there. We did break out of one. A little. It's a bigger trend line. That one will hold more weight. Gosh, it is. So I'm going to straighten up my trend lines just a little bit, because I want to get that wick right. I want to make sure I got an accurate trend line. Taking in the new information. We bumped up above it there. Touches this wick. So we still got a little ways to go before actually getting that big breakout, but this is what I'm looking for us to get above. What is this? About 36.2, 36.3. If we break out above there, it could be on major move. Could take us up 46, 48,000. And I've got to say, man, we're above the non-moving average on Bitcoin. Now, the one thing to be aware of here on the daily, MACD has crossed bearishly. Now, we got to see how this plays out. I will point out that the cross is a little bit of a shallow one, so I'm not expecting that big of a pullback from this, but MACD is saying, hey man, it may be time for a break. Just throwing that out there. It's a little bit of a lagging indicator. However, some other indicators are saying, you know, we still got some fire in there. But after this big candle coming up to the top of that trend line, I'm liking it. So either way, it's helping our altcoins. And let's see here on the 4 hour, it's worth mentioning that our MACD has just crossed to the bullish side. So how far will we go? MACD has been doing, you know, kind of this little thing. It's been kind of lagging, so we'll keep our eye on that. All right, just checking. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some more juicy altcoins. Take one more look over here. And again, altcoins are poised to pump, so that may take a little bit away from, well, no, now we just got a bounce here off of Bitcoin dominance. Now, this kind of makes a difference. Let's talk about it. We got Bitcoin dominance going up and total 3 going up. And what's happening is that our tether, I don't have USDC. I need to find a way to do that on here too. Money is still leaving the stable coins. It's starting to come to the downside. And that is down here in this corner. Make sure you guys can see all that. Now, this pattern that we're in dominance down here, this is actually a little bit of a bullish. It has more. Need to get a little bit more information here, but this one is a bullish pattern overall. So we could bounce and then go up, meaning people will be taking profits. So interesting time for altcoins, but a bigger move is on the horizon, in my personal opinion, from what I'm seeing on the charts. And without further ado, we've done our due diligence on the basics here. Let's start jumping in. Oh, Solana just bumped up. Nice. Crow's up to 8 cents. Let's start getting to the charts. Let's go over our altcoins. And again, if you got one that you want to see, let me know, because now we're going to run through them and I'm going to do it quickly. All right. So we got AVAX here, and I'm going to go on the 4 hour. Actually, I'm going to go on the daily. I think it's going to remove a lot of the noise. We're in an interesting spot for AVAX, flirting with breaking out of this pattern, a falling wedge. There is a measure move for this. Let's go ahead and take that and establish that little guy. Go to our top, come all the way down to this trend line there. That's our measure move. If we get a breakout here, we could be looking at $30, almost $31 AVAX from this measure move. So let me just go ahead and mark that real quick. So I'm liking that. There's also some other things that we can do here, since I don't have these targets on here, to look at. Here's the deal. We've got to get above 1388. We got to get above this 236 Fibonacci for higher action. Maybe I'm spending too much time and still quickly going over these, but this is important information. And then a good target to look for short term, where we may, in all likelihood, price could come up here after it confirms a breakout above 1388, come up to 2233, may get a little bit of a pullback, and it could. This pattern does have about 64% chance to break back down, retest the area of the breakout about 1382. That's our end where we are now, to the $12, and then continue on up. So that's a possible situation that we're looking for. So that's why I've got these nice juicy targets. But the 618 Fibonacci retracement is pretty awesome. I like to color him yellow so I remember what that move is. So for one, buying the breakout or just buying above this area as a safe move, once it confirms above that, you can set some nice tight stop losses. I can get one at about 10% right under that 200 moving average. And just coming up to our 618 Fibonacci area of $22.22, that's 61% return. 5.57 to 1 risk to reward ratio. But going through our measured move up here at $30.57, and it will take a while to get there. It won't be all in one, you know, it won't happen all at once, but that's 122% return on investment. So AVAX looking nice and juicy to me. Perritos, how's it going, Marco? JC Schober says, ORAI chain, please. We can do that. I can do that. So we just, am I on the wrong one? Did I just do the wrong one? I was talking about AVAX. How did I? Oh, I think I switched up. Okay, I was making sure I didn't get the something happened. I hit the space bar. Let's go ahead and get ORAI chain. I'm putting more importance on the coins that you guys are asking for, because I'm here for you guys. And this is one that I do go over a lot. I do have a bag of this. I've got it working for me over on ORAI Dex. And on the daily, we've already hit targets on this. It's doing very well. So I want to clear out some of these old targets. 345 was one, a measured move to, which we're actually getting a bounce off of it. We're converting that, we're switching that to support here. 387 and then 403. Now we've got a flag pattern, which should take us up to 629. I do have some other targets here, a 127 Fibonacci, 550, and a 141, I believe, right there at 5.87. Even some other targets at 670. We're getting ready to head up to these areas, but my measure move for this flag, bull flag right here that we've just completed after breaking out of this bullish megaphone pattern. This pattern has a 70% chance to break up, which we did. This current bull flag has a 57% chance to break up to the upside, which we are. Now, will it necessarily make that particular measure move? That's a bit of the extended one. We can also look at this target here because it flagged out, and then we got our new flagpole. And that gets us up to this area, right about 564. I'm going to move this one up. And I am going to switch that to blue so I know it's a measured move. 562 right through there. And also 636. Two viable targets that we can see out of ORAI chain over the next little bit. Biggest thing is we got to get past this zone. Right now we're at a support resistance area. So resistance, support, broke through a little bit, lost it, resistance, and now it's resistance again. So breaking above, what is this, 437, 438 is a must. If we've got to see that. If we see that, and it may not be a straight move, or it may be straight up, it may retest it, then we can see our higher targets. And man, I've even got it up to, past $8 there. I think it's beautiful. Now, it is worth noting here on the daily that we are getting that golden cross right here, the 50 moving average crossing over the 100. Has not happened yet. Will probably happen tomorrow if we're lucky. And then that is your official buy signal. Does not mean buy that moment. Does mean buy the next pullback if you can, or the next breakout. But there is always a possibility that we could pull back to the 21 moving average, about 313, and maybe do some kind of funky head and shoulders. And that's on the table too, if we don't get a breakout above 438. So ORAI chain's looking pretty interesting, pretty great. My bags be growing, my DeFi be pumping. I likes it. Some of the bags, which I thought were kind of small before, are starting to look like decent little bags. But that is one of my longer term plays there. Cosmos ecosystem, I likes it. I'm also liking Sinverse. It's one of my lottery ticket plays here, but she's starting to do good. She's getting a breakout out of this falling channel here. We did have a trade set up for this particular moment, this breakout, which could yield 123% just coming up to our 236 area. Remember that 236 Fibonacci? That's our make or break moment. We either get above it and start going higher, or we get rejected there and then we start ranging, back to down to our possibly down to our lows. So that's kind of an important thing, but we are getting that break up. And if we look on the 4 hour, man, my moving averages are beautiful. The 200, the 100, the 50, the 21, the 9, price above the 9, just riding that train to the upside. They're in order, just like this, and fanning out. That's what you want to see for a strong upward move in your coins. And see it on the 4 hour, and then hopefully we can turn and see it on the daily happen after that. It's starting to. It's got some crosses over. They got to cross over the 200. Got to give it more time. But the 4 hour suggesting that, hey, maybe we're on our way. We're doing a retest of this trend line, still above the 9. More upside for Sinverse. I'm looking for 1.2 cents, 1.4 cents. I've even got a target up at 2.3 cents. That's what I'm looking for, baby. I gotta moon back my whole Sinverse bag when we get up to those areas. Jorge says Sinverse is looking strong. It is. It's taken it a while, but it is. But just imagine, it's got a lot of room where it can grow, especially when the gaming stuff starts hitting off. And if we can get back to this almost 4 cent area, that 618 Fibonacci area, man, that's incredible. Let me get this off of here. From where we are, if we get back up here, 450% return, just jumping in on the breakout. Now, if you guys have been nibbling at this coin from these bottom areas when nobody wanted to mess with it, when everybody, Sinverse sucks, road dog, it sucks, it's not doing anything. Well, not yet. There's your 10x when we get up there. So I'm always considering how many X's I can get out of these coins. Sinverse looks awesome. Next one on my list is Bitcoin Cash. It's not a favorite for most people, but she is making a series of higher highs and higher lows. Got a little breakout out of this kind of channel formation, a little lackluster in volume, but there is something very interesting we can do here. I want to take a Fibonacci from swing low to swing high. If we are at a 618, we got to bounce there. It actually came down to 786. We can get rid of that little juicy buy box. It did zip into it. And that was a juicy place to pick it up when Bitcoin Cash dropped down to 155. It's already hit our one target here. It's a 618. It got rejected. It got a little pullback there. But for a bigger move, AB equals CD pattern. And I'm looking for 422, 425 as a longer term target just from this play here. AB equals CD means you get a move up, you get a pull back to around the 618. In all likelihood, you will take that measure move from that move up, put it at the 618 area, you get your target, and that should be where it is headed. Now, for it to do that, even from where it is, still about a 73% gain. So I'm actually going to get rid of some of these targets because I think they're just kind of, I mean they're valid, 308 and all that, but I'm really looking for the bigger targets there. QNT has just been, doing what QNT does. It just likes to hang out, watch everybody else. It's a coin watcher. It just watches all the other coins have fun and just sits there on the sideways. Oh, if only those investors would come and talk to me. I don't know. She does look like she's getting a breakout of a bull flag, and I do have a target up here about $127. It just takes this one some time, but it is starting to show the right moves. On the daily, we need to hold the 200 moving average, which is basically here at $100. 101.36 according to this chart. It looks like we're trying to break out. I'm seeing a little bit of weak volume, but we do have the green dot on VMC. Money flow is kind of She's still struggling. She's just a slow mover right now, but I'm looking forward to the day when you actually do take off. It does appear that we got our breakout and we're doing a retest, and we should get some more upside from here. It should happen, and hopefully it'll be a nicer move. But my actual target from this 1-to-1 AB equals CD kind of play on your kind of bear flag. You could look at it that way too. $127. Solana keeps pumping. Same situation, we're getting a lot of flags. We're at the point of the market where we're seeing lots of bull flags and bull pennants. Those can be very promising. So we got a couple measure moves to look at here. Short term, we're looking at a possibility of doing this. We already got a breakout, so that's awesome. I want to move this measure move here. And then we've also got our much bigger move. We can come to the daily and you can see it better. That target's coming in about $66. Also have a target up here about 68. And I believe that is one of our magical fib target areas. So I see very good possibility for some more upside. Here's the thing, rising channel, bearish pattern most of the time, right? Except when price breaks to the upside, and then you have a more higher chance of going parabolic, faster upward price action, strong move when that happens. There could be a retracement to 36. I've been hoping for that. May not happen, may not. There's a tiny, I'm not even seeing strong divergence on this. So it looks like Solana is just going to continue going strong. One thing I will point out is that we got rising price and we do have a little bit of falling volume. So let's look at that. That's where we're struggling right now. But right now she's on a breakout. And again, riding above that 9 moving average is key to following these breakouts and these trends to the upside. Because price will fall below the 9 and then retest the 21 and then jump back above the 9 in a strong move to the upside. The strongest move is right above the 9, but a pullback to the 21, it's a healthy pullback. Falling below the 50 though, that's when you got to start looking at, well, this move may be over. For real. But Solana looks like it's doing very well. DCR, I talk about this one a lot because it's been in my juicy buying zone and all the way down to 11. What was that? 1141. And I do talk about this one a lot because it has a history of just blasting off after hitting these zones. And it looks like she's starting to get her first little move up there out of her zone. There is some bullish divergence here indicating this trend should be changing. I'm sure it will have a hiccup at 16, 17, 21 cents, but I'm looking for 31.85 to come from this, a measured move from this triangle. That's one measured move. There's also this big spike. If we really want to get gutsy on it, I'm not so sure that this will play out as great. Well, it could. We're coming right back up to the support resistance area. Let's go ahead and mark that one too. $60 and also right here, right around 32 measured moves. But the reason that I'm not even entertaining selling this or quite moonbagging it just yet anyway, I might around $114 in this area. That is a good area to look at. But this is what it done the last time it went up. It was in these areas and it just kept going. It floored me. It went all the way up to $250. So I like that one. KDA Kadena. Are we getting a little love, Kadena? I've got a lot of crap on here. Targets that have not been hit, about 66 cents. Let's clear this out just a little bit. So we're on the daily, we're testing this 200 moving average, and we got the Ichimoku cloud over here saying, hey baby, I support you on this move. We may get a breakout to the upside. 9 moving average may cross over that 200 on the daily, and I like that. I need to see that, see some improvements, and see something happen here with Kadena. Now we do have a kind of a falling wedge here, and we can have a measured move. I'm going to stick with that right now, just for this section of the pattern. So I'm looking for Kadena to come up here at about $1.15, and it may take it a while to get there. But she's trying, baby. She's trying. It is one of my bigger bags, actually. Bobby C, were you able to check out KASPA? I'm sorry, I haven't yet, but I will do that. I'll try to do that. I'm going to make a note to do that. I got distracted after the stream last night. But Bobby put a video over on our Telegram group in the trade setups, explaining a little bit about KASPA. I'm going to check that out. I don't know how long that is, but I'll check that out. And any of you guys looking for more information about KASPA, because they're doing some updates. They're finding ways to make this thing go even faster. So lots of interesting things with KASPA right now, and I'm sold on it. I loves it. I plan to just DCA my profits, take some of my profits and just keep DCAing into KASPA, because I see it making some very big gains in this bull market. Jay Shover says, ORDI token. You know, that's one that I'm not in. I was, until the KuCoin migration hit me. But, you know, you can't buy them all, but definitely a good one to be in. It's just taken off. It has been doing awesome. I'm trying to find a good place to get a good chart on this. And I'm going to go with the KuCoin chart over here. Look at this. Price got all the way up to $14. I'm here on the daily chart. And sadly, I did not play this one. So here we are. We're kind of a falling channel, almost a falling, and not really a falling wedge. It could be. You could look at it that way, but we got an early breakout for it. Either way, same thing. Two different ways to look at this. We can take a more conservative measure move just from the channel bottom there. We've already blasted past that, right? That particular measure move was at 991, which we are above right now. So that's played out. But let's do something else. Let's take the full measure move. Let's do the Thomas Bukowski method and get an actual good measure move. Thomas Bukowski's measure move says that we should go up to basically right dang where we did. Right there, 1394. Thomas Bukowski, if you don't know, retired in his early 30s. He's a software engineer, got into trading, retired from his trading very early. If you're looking for pattern trading, the patternsite.com free site, or you can get any of his books. He's the GOAT. He's who I base my information out of. He's the reliable source. Don't trust just all the percentages and statistics thrown out by random YouTubers. We're just clowns on the internet. I'm just a guy on the internet. And so are they. So keep that in mind. Because a lot of these guys are just throwing numbers out of their ass, or they're using the same one for the wrong patterns. I'm just saying this. I'm just calling out what I see. This is why one of the reasons why I started my channel is try to get the right information out there. But some of these guys are just freaking sloppy. All right, so probably a question is, well, how high can ORAI chain go? Let me give you a target, because we went up to the 786 retracement right there. That's another way to look at it. Aside from measure moves, Fibonacci's are a great tool to your toolbox. I'm looking at $20.96, and also up here possibly to $22.97. So if you're looking for some longer term targets to maybe moonbag, or maybe to take some profit, that's what we're looking at, baby. Now, if you're looking for a chance to get in this, there is a chance for a pullback. That's just what these patterns do. But look at this. We broke to the upside. We flagged out. Great sign. And then it just blasted. Gotta show a little respect for ORAI chain here. She blasted off, baby. And if you were on that train, congratulations, my man, because you made some serious gains. If you were watching this and bought this breakout, man, you got a potential to make 187%, and selling out where we are right now, taking profit, that's 117%. Now, it does have about a 64% chance for price to come back and retest the breakout area, and that could be at 514. The 21 moving average. The 9 moving average is also a good target at 657, where price could come back to. Doesn't mean that it will, but it does have, it has a fair probability of doing a retracement. One other way that we could look at this for retracement, let me just erase that. We can also take a Fibonacci from there to there, kind of mark out the 618 and the 0.5. So these are some possible areas to look at getting in. And I'll mark these lines green. These are just some possibilities. I'm not saying it'll definitely bounce from this area, but if you're building a bag and you're taking a little profits and want to add a little more, that's a possibility too. Dow theory says we retrace back to the 50% line, which I believe is right here. Oh, it's right here at 949. 618 can also come into play, and that's a support resistance area right over here, so that gives it validity. And then right here we got a support resistance flip at 573, and that's pretty valid. These are pretty strong areas. And right now we're we're getting rejected at this previous candle close over here. We're getting rejected there perfectly. So we're kind of in levels. We're playing levels right now. But ORDI taken off looks good. 4 hours suggests that, man, it's just so strong. But a pullback to these areas of non-moving average on whatever time frame that you're trading is what I'd look for if you're trying to add to your bags. The 9 and 21s are the secrets to following these big pumps and rises. RUNE is coming in at 347. My RUNE bag is making me just so happy. It has not quite reached this little target. I have 367, but we did have a trade set up for that little guy. And RUNE has just been doing awesome. Will it go up forever? No, it will not. It's actually probably a good place to consider taking some profits. The daily has actually given us a red dot turnaround sign here. Our indicators are getting just a little bit tired. There is some bearish divergence here from this swing low to swing high. And if you look at our RSI, we've got bearish divergence there from that swing high to that, from this high to this lower low on the RSI. Meaning, you know, we can definitely come back down to 255 in this area. And that's kind of what I'm looking at. I was actually going to peel off and take a little profit, but sadly I found out that the deposits are suspended over on MEXC, so I'm just sitting on my bag. Probably have some other options, but this is one of my longer term holds, and quite honestly, man, I'm really holding out to $8, $9 area when we start getting up through here, because I know it can do it. I knows it can do it, and I knows it wants to eventually. All right, Cardano. Looking good on the daily, above the 200 moving average. 9 crossed it, 21's getting ready to cross that one. She's looking good. There may be a little bit of a pullback. Right now, it's this area right here that we're struggling with. And that's because this area was support, it was resistance, or I mean, it was support, it was support, it was support, and it's acting like has a little bit of resistance right now. But once we can kind of clear that area, we may be looking at something good, but also there may be a pullback to the 200. And then we got this possible inverted head and shoulders pattern. Hasn't confirmed yet, but if it does, that would give us a nice little target up to about 46, 48 cents. So keeping our eyes on that possibility. Let's just go ahead and throw that out there, because it's making a nice neckline right here, a nice neckline. Actually, I want to raise this up to that neckline. So this is a possible setup. It is not, I'm not one of those that's like, oh look, head sort of head. You know, it's got to confirm. It's no good until price dips back down and comes back up. This is something that a projection it may be looking at for Cardano could give us a nice boost to the upside. If it does, and we get a breakout, that measure move take us up to about 52 cents for ADA. So just throwing that idea out there, and remember, it is just an idea. It is not confirmed at this moment. So let me just write that in here as a measured move. And to spell this out, I got possible, POS, inverted head and shoulders. Forget to call them inverted at times, but that is an inverted one. That's the bullish one. All right, so I'm still going down the list here, going over to the chat, checking out and see if you guys got anything. Don't see anything over there, so I'm going to just continue. Next one on my list is Sandbox, one that we don't talk about very much, but we do have a breakout out of a channel. It's got a partial decline here, a little bit of a lower low than what we had here. It lost its possible double bottom, and now we're retesting those areas. So we got to get above 38 cents and above that 200 moving average here on the daily, but we can definitely start looking at 52.75. Gosh, it'd be great when we start getting up closer to $1 over here. Over time, the measure move from this, now that we got a confirmed breakout, pretty much takes us up here to about 95. I want to bring that down a little bit, 95 cents right there. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. I'm actually going to mark that so I know. Measure move, put channel. That way when I come back, I can remember, oh, that's where I got that. Because sometimes I forget. Injective, INJ, rocking it. This is that situation when we looked at, what was it? Bitcoin dominance and some other things where, look, you know, price came down and it was doing something crazy, right? We can actually do this now. Bearish megaphone pattern. We're down at the bottom. And said, man, this thing can take off and reach the top. We're in this pattern until we're not. Bitcoin dominance can also do the same thing, taking us up to that crazy, crazy high in the long run. So we looked at this same situation. This is an indicator of what could happen with Bitcoin dominance, because that's the same situation we're in. And this one played out to the upside. And now we're struggling up here with INJ. So it may get rejected here, possible. Most likely, and then you know, come back and retest some of these areas. Could happen as far as 10 cents or even $10 or $13 possible. But one thing that I want to keep in mind or open you up to, if for some reason, I don't see it happening, but if we do see us break out to the upside of this thing is getting ready to take off big time. So we want to be very cautious of any upward break, any upward movement around $18, $19. That could be a sign that this thing's getting ready to explode to some very, very major numbers. I believe that would actually be price discovery. And this area right here at 1440 over here, we want to mark that because actually I'm going to put that to the top wick, because now we should be, if this chart is accurate and going back as far as it should, this should be price discovery, and we're above that, and that could be very hella bullish. This is actually a point when bigger money will look, if we get above that and we bounce, if we bounce from here and start going up, after that bounce is confirmed, that's when the bigger money will say, all right, boys, it's time to jump in. We just confirmed a new level, confirmed a new bottom, higher highs are coming, boom, and that's just how they work. And that's the same move that I did with KASPA, and it's working out so far. For adding to my bags. Now, I've already had a bigger bag of KASPA, but I'm very bullish on KASPA and I wanted more. Strega says, keeping an eye on NCT. Man, I was supposed to be writing down what coins I'm looking at and I got away from it. I forgot. Oh, that strategy is not going to work. I'm hoping to do timestamps on these things after I get so many likes and views, just to make it easier, but takes a lot of time. NCT. Now, I am not familiar with this one, Strega, but let's take a look at it. Is it Polyswarm? Is that it? You can also watch the 10 BPS video on live if you want to. It's a 20-second video. I don't think this... Will the sound? I don't know if I can get the sound. I'll look at that. That'd probably be worth looking at. If I can't do it today, I'll try to fix it at work. We can do it tonight. I'll try that in just a moment, though. So NTC... Okay, so we've looked at this before. Okay, it's one that's kind of in that pattern that we just looked at, right? And you can see a spike up there. It's possible. Don't know if that's going to happen, but it's possible. If that move does happen, what do we got there? Let's get this price range. That would be one hell of a move. That's like 270% possible. What are you looking like here on the moving averages, though? So we looked at this before, had it in a juicy buy zone for a little while now. It's dipped down in there. We just need to see it get above this daily 9 moving average. Does it have a start on the 4 hour? I looked at the 4 hour for a start and it looks like it's trying. So we got the go ahead here on BMC, got the green dot, got stochastic 20 upside, VWAP's coming up. So that looks promising. Maybe she's getting ready. It's at a bottom, so. Oh, do we have a breakout and reach? Oh, look at the RSI. Look at the RSI. You can chart the RSI just like you can chart your patterns. And look, it did a breakout and a retest of that trend line. Nicey nice. Meaning we could come up to 62% in the short term. Interesting. Strega, I believe it's getting ready to try to make a move. And my guess would be that it would be trying to come up here to this 100 moving average about 7.6. Doesn't seem like a lot. It's at 0.0075 to 0.0076, but that's just 2%. Doesn't mean that that's as far as it can go. We'll keep an eye on it. But it's above the 9 on the 4 hour. That's below the 21. It's got some catching up to do. But that 21 looks like it's crossing the 50. It looks like it's going to spike back up. Now, will it go higher than that? I don't know just yet. But the 200 would come into play at 7.9. We got to get above that on the 4 hour. That would be outstanding for some more higher prices. But it looks like it's trying to turn around. A lot of noise on this chart. But it does look like, if you can follow it without the noise, that, you know, we're bouncing off of this, and then we broke to the upside, candle closes and candle openings, dipped below it, and got a little bit of a retest. So interesting. MCT. Bobby C says there's no sound. Okay, well, yeah, let's play it then. That was a big concern. It's just a all right, so let's share this video that Bobby C put over here. Since there's no words on it, it's okay. Let's do it. This is about KASPA. Oh, I think I've seen this. They're making this, if I remember this, they're making this into a 3-dimensional blockchain, is how they described it. And there's no sound at all on it. This is 10, I think it's blocks per second. Is that right? Blocks per second, BPS? I was going to say bits, but it's blocks. I'm sure in blockchain. So cool, KASPA is fast, and it's getting faster. Take a look at it on the big screen here. Fast, fast, fast. And I think it's already repeated on us, hasn't it? No, not yet. 21 seconds, almost over. All right, cool. I have seen that. I have seen that on Twitter, I didn't know that it was linking to Twitter there. Very cool. Appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, VET, if you're not in it, it's still a decent price for the bigger bull run, but for the ones that have been in it before, we all know that getting it as cheap as possible is the best bet. Because this little baby likes to run. It's a proven performer. That's a crappy trend line. All right, so basically, zooming out here, we're in a bigger pattern and we're coming up to the top. So I'm looking for about 2.5, 2.6 cents. I'm not so sure that we're ready to break out of that just yet. But if we do, we may be seeing 4 cents. In my personal opinion, I think we're kind of more in accumulation, and I could be totally wrong. Biggest things to point out, again, is the moving averages. Also, money flow, which is now on the daily starting to come to the upside. Best indicator here on Market Cypher is the money flow. When we start seeing it going to the green, we know good things are coming, and any pullbacks will be not as bad. Right above the non-moving average, V-Chain. One to definitely put on your radar. Because she could easily go up to 28 cents overall. And what is that? That's about a nice 10x there. And it could even go higher. I do want to point this out. 2017, it hit its high of 23 cents. 2021, it hit a higher high of 29 cents. It has got, meaning that it's got a good chance, you know, to maybe hit somewhere 30, 36 cents. It can follow that trend line. That's what we're looking for, hoping for. But on the safe side, just long term, let's go over the basics here. We need to see it get above 7.7 cents for more upside. It's got to get above that 236. So whatever price does, eventually we got to see it get above there and flip that. And then we want to kind of focus more on the 618. Can't focus on the 0.5, but I would, 618 will likely come into play. Whoops, I did that wrong. Change this color over here to yellow so I know it's a 618. That's how I color code. And then look what comes in for this move. Right along with confluence for this trend line. 36 cents at our 1.272. Now think about this. As a long-term investment, getting in even at 2 cents, reaching the top of this trend line into our Fibonacci reversal area right there, long-term target. It can take a long time to get here, but once it starts, it usually goes fast. You can see that over here. We're in the same area doing the same things. 13,500. I mean, 1,358% possible returns on VeChain. That's why I got a bag of this, and I ain't selling. It ain't time to sell yet. But even if it only comes up to this lackluster price around 18 cents, you know, you've already 6 or 7 extra bag there, and that's what we're trying to do here in crypto, right? We're trying to make the money. New all-time high. Let's go, Bobby C's 10 blocks per second now on proof of work. That's huge. That's huge. When Bitcoin was slow as Christmas, you'd have to, I remember back in the day, you would send a transaction, you'd have to wait 24 hours, 36 hours for that money to get there, and you're just sitting there, is it going? Did I do it wrong? Did I send some wrong address? What happened? You were worried as crap. Now, they've done things to make it faster, but Bitcoin, you know, she's not going to be the fastest one on there, but she is a great store of value. It wasn't the original narrative. KASPA is kind of taking that original narrative and making it a reality. Will KASPA outperform Bitcoin? I mean, it can outperform, but will it go above Bitcoin and all that? I'm not saying it's going to take Bitcoin's place. I don't think anything is in the running to replace Bitcoin, but I would say KASPA is going to have its place here on Web3, and possibly give us more things for using the money side of crypto for actual transactions and things like that. I think it's got a bright future. Litecoin's up to 73 cents. A lot of people don't like this one. I'm partial to it because I have a Litecoin miner, which hopefully in spring I'll get up and running again. It's probably outdated as all get out. We got some bullish divergence here that should give us a swing to the upside. I'm looking for a hiccup. See, we broke to the downside of this bearish megaphone. This one didn't go crazy and go to the upside. It broke down like it's supposed to. Came down here. So now this original trend line that we broke, we're still in the bearish megaphone, by the way. It's just extended its trend line to match up with these wicks beautifully. What is that? Was that a possible measure move to the downside? Don't think we're getting it. But we should be coming right back up to the top of this channel, right around the 200 moving average. $99. Somewhere thereabouts, probably lay on the radar for Litecoin as we come up here, retest this trend line, and then what do? We had a double bottom here short term. Now we got a larger double bottom. There can be a measure move from here. I'm just projecting, people, just projecting. Put that to the neckline, and we could get a measure move up to 150 possible coming for Litecoin. Possibility. And also have another one at 136. So we got some targets there for the upside of Litecoin. For everybody that's in it, I like it because it's a quick, fast, easy way to move money around. And that's how I used to always use it. When I wanted to move money to an exchange, on or off exchange, convert it to Litecoin. Some people use XRP for that. You know, low fees, move things over real quick, and then, you know, there you go. Atom Cosmos at 8.5 cents. And I've always said, if you can get Atom at 8.5 cents or below, that's a bargain. And man, it went down kind of low, lower than it's been in a while. Went down 626, but now we got a confirmed bear trap, broke back into the major pattern that we had, and this is huge. This was our major trend line, broke back into it. That's bullish as all get out. We should be heading up to about $13 soon. retest this 200 daily moving average. I've got a short-term target at 10.16, but I'm telling you, looking over here at 13 in that area. And from here, that's a moon bag. 100% returns once we break back up to those areas, and then we're looking at even higher targets from there. Can you believe it? There's a measured move from a breakout. If we break out to the upside of this triangular pattern, just kind of guesstimating where that would be. A bull trap indicates that we should be heading straight up here and see if we get rejected. A lot of times, if you got a bull trap, you're going to have a breakout. And that breakout could take us up to about $22.69 in that area for Atom. And man, that would be juicy. So looking at those possibilities, these are more longer term swing plays that may take, you know, more than just a couple of weeks to play out. This one could take a little while. I'm on the weekly chart here. This could take months to get there, but that's where we're headed overall. Now, the short-term swing trade would just be at the top of this channel, and you know, we're talking about $12 right through there. On the daily, we're finding some rejection at the 200 moving average, but Ichimoku Cloud over here suggests that, hey, maybe we're going to keep going, eventually break out to the upside of that. May experience a little bit of a pullback, maybe back to $8, but then we got a chance to start headed towards 10. So looking juicy. BNB trying to overcome that 200 moving average on the daily, looking very well. If we carry this trend line over, we can see that's where we're getting our rejection. Wick to wick to this area where it lost it. A wick up here that was resistance, and now it's still resistance. We need to break above that. I think we're getting ready to. What will that make this? Well, technically that can make this like a bull trap or a bear trap. You can also use this trend line just for support. It's coming down a little bit above our moving average. So trend line magic here, but overall, I'm seeing a possibility of getting up to about 286, 288, possibly coming out of BNB. Here's the big thing: major trend line we lost, so that's where we're going to find our real resistance is when we start getting up there, about 288. And then what if we turn that into a bull trap? Well, if it breaks in, we'll have to look at that time, but that's hella bullish should that happen. Just throwing that out there on the radar. Striga says I swapped VET too soon. Yeah, I'm talking if VET gets over a dime or something like that. That's when I'll start looking more getting rid of it. But I'm seriously 28 cents. Getting the 20 cents, I mean, it's awesome. Striga says $73.73 would be a steal. All right, next one on my list is Phantom. And let's zoom out on this one. We had a trade idea. I think I posted this over to the chart room on the Telegram group. Reminder, my Telegram group is free. There is no charges for that whatsoever. And I've probably got more trading information on there than any trading group that I've seen. I would just add things over there as I come across them. Some of my own videos, some videos from other trading groups, some course videos. There's charts, cheat sheets, everything that you would need. Books. If you're looking for a trading education, I've got the resources over there. I'm just saying, check the file sections. And all the various different groups are scattered. I need to consolidate them. So I am looking for Phantom to reach up to about 39.40 cents. I want to go ahead and move that out of there the way. Same as what we're seeing on the other altcoins. We're testing the 200 moving average and likely may break above it. If we don't, we're just doing a pullback, maybe about 24 cents. Testing this support, seeing if that'll hold, and then we can go more up. But I likes it for Phantom, more upside. Remember, this is a falling wedge pattern. We did break to the upside. We do have a measured move for that. That measured move, taking it to the breakout, brings us up right to this level. I'm just going to lower that a little bit to match that. That's at 29 cents. I'm going to color that blue so I know it's a measured move line as well. So that's what I'm looking for. I'll just keep that little line on up there in the short term. XRP is coming in at 68 cents. It's been on a tear too. It has, and look at the pattern it's in. And we did what? A bull trap. What does that mean? We are likely to come up to the top of the pattern. We're talking about $1.10 in play. Don't know when it's going to happen, but it's likely that we will continue with this pattern until we don't. That looks amazing. So will that happen? Will that happen? If it does, and you're smart enough to get in and when we're about 49 cents, 125% return possible on that. So that's what I see. It's what the chart tells me. We should be headed up that way, especially after this bear trap. It means that we should definitely tap at. You want to tap at? XRP wants to tap at. I say go ahead. Go tap that XRP. Dogecoin. Interesting. It's above the 200 moving average. Moving average is looking great. Trade setup possible if you're not already in this. If we get a confirmation above 7.5 cents, start moving up. My target is up here about 10 cents, 11 cents for Doge, which puts us into a much bigger. Oh, we gotta get rid of this. I can't see things. Brings us up to the top of this pattern, about 11 cents. Now, if we get lucky and break out, it's not really, it's a little bit too early for that. But eventually, I mean, we're trying to double bottom here too, right? Going to bottom there, complex double bottom. There's a measure move for that once we get back up to, say, 15 cents to this area. Don't want to do that. I want to make it this. Well, then we got a measure move from this butt crack to the end of this butt cheek. And that's just how I describe them. Which would set Dogecoin up for another target at 25 cents. Does that sound juicy? It sounds juicy to me. I like it. I like it a lot. I did not touch that butt crack, but I did buy the bottom. Doge, baby. You trying to break out? It's not official just yet. It's trying though. DOT. Man. Thank you, Jesus. Speaking of Jesus, you guys heard of Jesus coin? I think I got the airdrop. I think it's legit. I looked on my Coinbase wallet that I'd never checked in a long time, and I got Jesus coin. I didn't buy it. May take a look at that one next, since apparently I'm invested in it. So DOT says that it's wanting to come up to retest this 100 moving average area somewhere around 936, 938. Little measured move there from this. How do you want to look at that? Several different ways. This would be the most legit way for real. What does that measured move look like? A little shorter, about 861. So we got a couple of areas there that might work for us for DOT. Either way, she's looking at heading up, and that's about a 2x from where it is now. It's got a few areas to contend with, but like around 578, maybe a little bit of a struggle, but she's above the 9 moving average on the weekly. Very important, on the weekly. Juicy. As long as we're above the 9 moving averages, we're doing good, and it's crossing the 200 on the daily. And I bet we probably got a buy signal, and we've had a little buy signal back here. October 23rd is when the official buy signal came in on the 4 hour. When we were flipping above the support resistance area, that was when you wanted to get in at 413 if you didn't already have a bag. One thing I would say is that we can draw a trend line here. This is your line in the sand. It's been holding this trend line perfectly. If that trend line breaks, you know, it's a good place to maybe take some profit if you're trading this. Definitely. Well, it looks like she wants to keep going on to 569. About time, DOT. Thank you. Thank you for finally starting to make my bags look a little bit better in DOT. I've got mine staking, and I love the rewards, man. All right. Checking out EGLD, and I'm going to save the rest of them for tonight. EGLD had a breakout. This is Multiverse X is what it's called now. Remember, there is a measured move for this. Very shallow. Falling wedge. Target being at $68. There very likely could be a pullback to $37, $38. And there may be a possible trade there as you retest that 9 daily moving average. Coming up to that target will give you 88% return. Great place to put in a trade. Just throwing that out there for anybody looking to get in this on a pullback. And hard to tell. See what's going on here short term. Is that 618? It may not pull back there just yet. Doesn't always do that. We do have an AB equals CD situation coming on, which gives us a target up here to our 1414. $60 could be in the shorter term play for EGLD. So to make this happen, we need to take this low up to our new low there. This is our new trend line. If this trend line breaks, it ain't going to happen, baby. If this trend line sticks, we're looking at $60.90, and that's a nice little juicy setup right there for 41% gains. And you can put a nice extremely tight stop loss. I like that, about 4% right under these candles here on the 4-hour for that trade setup. Booming, like it. Striker says he hasn't staked again. Everything seems a little wacky right now. Things are a little wacky. We got alts kind of going up, some of them pulling back. And again, that all comes back to what's going on over here. But look, this is the great sign. That bounce off that trend line, taking us up. And first stop, 405,000. Second stop is like 525 billion or something crazy. A lot of money possibly coming in altcoins that we're going to keep our eye on. The only concern I got is Bitcoin dominance over here. So yeah, there will be a little bit of craziness because now we got altcoins and Bitcoin going up at the same time. That probably won't last real long. So my concern is Bitcoin dominance. Are you going to get a pullback? You're above a support area here now. Bitcoin going to start looking a little bit bullish to me, in my personal opinion. So we're in a channel, and we will be coming back up to 56% if we keep this level where we are right now. And so we got to keep a close eye on how that affects our altcoins. But overall, altcoins should be raising up. And so those are the metrics we're going to watch. Biggest thing is to watch the dollar and tether dominance trading sideways there. Bobby C, can we look at KASPA again? We sure can. I like looking at KASPA. And am I mixed? See, where's my chart? So we're headed toward that 618 area, 7.1 cents. Now we may get rejected there. That's a great area to get rejected. It's a great area to think about maybe peeling off some profits, maybe paying yourself a little bit, and getting back. It's risky to do that at some point. I'm just saying, but usually there's a pullback, and then where do we pull back to? Well, we take a fib from this move here, and it's pretty much back to this trend line. About 6 cents. So there's a little conflict that could happen. Doesn't mean it's going to. But if we get rejected at that 618, can't get past there, may pull back, retest this trend line, and then go. And then that's where you get the AB equals CD. Uh-oh. Which means that our next place to be looking to be 8 cents for that possible move. Just throwing that out there. I likes it. I likes it. And if you come back to 6 cents, KASPA, I got some dry powder just waiting for you. Add it to my bags. One last coin I do want to look at is another one of my favorites, Nakamoto Games. I was creating videos about this, saying, baby, this one looks like it's got a lot of promise. Might not, and took that one a while to catch on, but my entry on this was right around 28.30 cents. I was FOMOing in. Where was that? Back through here, and I'm still in. And man, it was you know, I didn't go all in on that. Basically, I think I put about $500 in there. That was just kind of like my little starter bags I like to do. That thing is 5x'd. Awesome. So we're sitting at $1.38 for Nakamoto gains. I got a target at 143, and there's just no telling what this one may do. It's in price discovery. Well, it's not in price discovery. It's actually had highs. One area we need to keep is this area right here at, what's that, 116? That is worth putting a big old juicy line there just to see if we hold that level. If we lose it, Well, we may be coming down to retesting these lower areas, dropping, maybe get a 50% drop. That will not be fun to ride, but if we hold that, well, you know what? We just finished a channel, and that does give us a possible measure move, which could put us to 226. How would you like to see those Nakamoto bags double again? You can see $500 turn into $2,500, turn into $5,000 with a 10x. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Makes me wish I went a lot harder, but hey. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Just be grateful for what you get. And if you're making gains, man, you're doing it right. There could always be more gains. That's just the greed talking. That's just your emotions talking. That's just the past talking. Be grateful for the gains that you get. I'm grateful for the gains I got on Nakamoto. It's going parabolic right now. Parabolic. If it breaks this trend line, I'll be questioning it. But she ain't doing it yet. Guys, that's all I got for the day. We've been on here for, wow. These streams just keep going longer and longer, don't they? I need to really shorten them down to an hour. It's just that when I get into the charts, I get into the charts. I'm not shilling stuff. I just want to look at the charts, man, and see what's going on and just share the knowledge. And I love doing it. I love you guys for being here and checking it out, spending your time with me. And I hope you will continue, and I will have a nightly stream tonight about 11. I'm going to try to start switching up my nightly streams just a little bit earlier. I'm trying to go maybe a little earlier, maybe about 10:30. Tonight I may try to do that at 10:30, so that I can bail out somewhere around 11:30 before it's too late for everybody. Strega, I appreciate you for being here. Everybody, where you join me live or watching this later, man, I hope this stuff helps you out. If you can, if you would, before we check out, if you could hit that like button, do Elvis a favor. That greatly helps the channel reach other people. And
for those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. So God bless you all. Trade carefully, and man, enjoy those bags pumping up. Don't forget to pay yourself a little bit at the appropriate times. But we could be seeing a lot more action coming out of altcoins. Till tonight, guys. I'll see you then.
You like what you see. Well then, please subscribe, eh? And if you like what I do, then smash that like button too.